Hi everyone. Tonight I want to read out of 1 Kings chapter 18 and beginning with verse 41. This is the story of Elijah and Ahab. And it says, Then Elijah said to Ahab, Go up, eat and drink, for there is the sound of the abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and drink. And Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, bowed down on the ground, and put his face between his knees. And he said to the servant, Go up now, look toward the sea. So he went up and looked, and he said, There's nothing. 7 times he said, Go again. Then it came to pass on the 7th time that he said, There's a cloud as small as a man's hand rising out of the sea. So he said, Go up, say to Ahab, Prepare your chariot and go down before the rain stops you. Now it happened in the meantime that the sky became black with clouds and wind, and there was a heavy rain. So Ahab rode away and went to Jezreel. Then the hand of the Lord came upon Elijah. He girded up his loins and ran ahead of Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. Now, first off, I want you to notice, Ahab left in a chariot. He rode away. But Elijah girded up his loins and ran. And it says, and ran ahead of Ahab in the chariot. But what I want to ask you, it says he went up the first time and said, No, there's nothing. And Elijah told him to go up 7 times because there was the sound of the abundance of rain. And the man kept going. And he kept coming back. No, nothing. The 7th time, he come back and said, There's a cloud as small as a man's hand. My hand, small. A simple little cloud. And he said, You need to tell him to get going because there's rain coming. And the rain is going to stop him. Now, what would happen first off if the servant would have said, Listen, I've gone up 2 times. I've gone up 3 times. I've gone up 4 times. There's nothing. I'm not going again. What if he wouldn't have went all 7 times? And went and looked and looked. Elijah said, Go 7, keep going, go again. The 7th time, there was a very small cloud. Now, if you went out and looked at the sky most days, there's clouds everywhere. And they're pretty good sized a lot of times. But this was a small man's hand sized cloud. And yet he said, There's rain coming. And by time he said, Go tell Ahab to get going, he said it happened in the meantime, the sky turned black. And the wind came, and heavy rain. Now I want you to stop and think. How many times have you prayed and asked God for something? And maybe you just got tired of doing it. Maybe, like the servant who had to keep going back 7 times. If he would have given up on 6, 5, maybe 4, where would they have been? But it was the mentality of we're not giving up. He said to go, and I'm going to go. Because they knew Elijah was a man of God. And if Elijah believed it, I'm going to go keep checking. And the rain came. Heavy rain. Sometimes I think we give up before we get our answer. And we may give up today, and tomorrow our answer's coming. We need to get into the mentality and get tenacious and be a kind of people for God that quitting is not an option. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep on pressing on. It says that we have to fight the good fight of faith and to run the race. To run a race, you don't quit halfway through it. You go till you cross the finish line. So I want to encourage you today. Don't quit. Get tenacious about your prayers. Stand firm and wait to see what God's going to do. But don't give up. Don't quit. Keep telling yourself, quitting is not an option. Quitting is not an option. We're going to keep going. So be encouraged today. It took 7 times and then it was just a very small cloud. And yet heavy rain came. Because he said it sounds, that there was the sound of the abundance of rain. So hold fast to God's promises and don't give up. Dig your heels in and stand firm. And don't quit. Be encouraged today that God has this. And he says, whatever you ask in my name, Jesus, believing, you shall have. So be encouraged today that God loves you. And he doesn't want you to quit. Don't give up. Keep fighting the good fight of faith.